excited are you? The fight is 11 days away only.
It's the longest 11 days of my life, I think. When it gets down to this point and the training camp has gone great, we've got great sparring. We've had great sparring. This is a nervous time because there's so many things that could happen. There's so many things that beyond our control that can happen. I'll be the happiest man when they step through the ropes, or when I'm wrapping his hands in the dressing room and they step through the ropes and they end up giving us the fight that we want as fight fans.
How have you seen Golovkin popularity skyrocket? We just saw him a few days ago with the commercial now. What's your thoughts on that?
The thing that I'm most proud of, and I've said it in the past, is not so much his accomplishments inside the ring, but the way that he's conducted himself, the way that he's been a gentleman, the way that he's always given credit to his opponents, never badmouthed anybody, always a smile on his face, willing to do whatever is necessary for the media, because that's really why we're here. Why we've gotten the kind of notoriety that we have is because it's been spread, and you guys are the ones that are spreading it.
Thoughts on Lemieux? I don't know if you saw the road to Golovkin. Lemieux, he said that even if Golovkin is a machine, he's going to stop him and knock him down.
Yeah, well, I hope for me and for you and for all the fight fans that he does what he says he's going to do, or he tries to do what he says he's going to do. Then it's going to give us, if that's the case, it's going to give us a great fight. It's going to give us a great night, however long it goes.
Obviously, they have a few common opponents, Marco Antonio being one of them. Golovkin knocked him out in 2 rounds. Lemieux got stopped in 7. Is that something, like a fight you guys look at and kind of pay attention to more than maybe some of the others?
No, because when he fought Rubio, he was 22 years old. He was a baby. He's had 5 years to mature. He's changed coaches. He's got a very good, I think, Canada's best coach, Mark Ramsey. So the common opponents really don't factor in. As far as the Rosado fight, where I think he stopped Rosado. Did he stop Rosado's decision? Okay. We stopped Rosado also, but in that fight was called off by me, the Rosado fight, because Gennady had a cold. The night before, we weren't going to fight that fight, so he was 60%. So if Gennady had been 100%, then I could use them as barometers. But no, I think that how you fight one guy is not necessarily going to be how you fight the other guy. So if Lemieux does what he says he's going to do when he comes at Gennady, I think we're going to be treated. We're going to be treated the Hagler-Hearns fight.
Andre Ward had an interview saying that you guys were offered 50-50 and turned it down in 5 minutes.
Before you finish, Andre Ward's a liar. Okay, Andre Ward's a liar. When he responded to that email, when he sent that email, was after the Lemieux fight had already been signed. Okay, so he's a liar. Now, secondly, we've been trying to get Andre Ward to come to some kind of agreement for the last couple of years. First, he was in trouble with Goosen. They were suing each other, and Goosen beat him 3 times. Second, he signs with Rock Nation. You go back and look at the transcripts. He signed with Rock Nation. The first thing the Rock Nation said is he needs two tune-up fights. Okay? Then he fights one at 172. Okay, we as a Golovkin team cannot sit around waiting for Andre Ward to make up his mind what he wants to do. This that was happening today was planned a long time ago. When the Rubio fight took place, the Rubio fight was October of last year, exactly a year ago, as a matter of fact. In June or July of that year, it was already talked about that the winner of the Rubio fight and Golovkin was going to fight Cotto for the mandatory the next year. So all these things have to be planned out. They can't just be done at the spur of the moment, as Andre wants to do it. Okay, so to answer that question that I didn't let you finish, is he's a liar because he came out with that after the Lemieux fight was signed, and we can't wait for Andre to make up his mind what he wants to do.
We obviously think Triple G is the A side. Can you give some examples as to why?
The A side as far as what fight?
In negotiations, if that fight ever takes place.
Against who?
Triple G and Andre Ward. Can you give some examples?
Well, first of all, look at the numbers. Okay, look at he fights in his own hometown and can't put 4,000 people in the arena. He fights at the StubHub, and how many were there? 3,000? I'm not the StubHub. I'm sorry, the Citizen Center over in Ontario, right? So I think that you have to look at the numbers. Madison Square Garden was sold out in what? Or 16,000 tickets in 2 weeks, something like that. If the pay-per-view numbers do what is expected and it's better than normal, then that's your answers right there. The questions that people are asking are self-explanatory.
With Mayweather retiring, You know,
I don't think he's retired.
Well,
I think he's
for
teasing.
now,
I
right?
think he's teasing us.
You know, that leaves the Mexican holidays open as far as Cinco de Mayo, September 15th. Gennady obviously has a huge fan base, a lot of Mexican fans. Is he looking to take over those dates, you think?
Well, remember, we also have another superstar too in Canelo. I mean, just because Mayweather retired, I don't think he's retired, but because he retired doesn't mean that there's other guys that are going to want to take that torch too. We hope, of course, that that fan base continues, and we hope that we're the ones taking over that spot. But we have to work for it. And Golovkin, as he said upstairs, he wants to fight 4 times a year. So if he fights 4 times a year, then we may be able to take those dates.
Commitment that him and Cotto have, that the winner of that fight can fight the winner of Triple G. I mean, do you expect them to go through with that?
It's not a commitment that they have. It's a mandate by the WBC saying that the winner of Golovkin Lemieux has to fight the winner of Cotto and Canelo or be stripped. So if they don't fight us, that's okay. I mean, it's not that we're looking for Canelo, it's not that we're looking for Cotto. Gennady wants to be the WBC champion and have all 4 belts. Next after that will be Lee, if Lee wants to get in the ring. If everything goes well on the 17th and it's a pay-per-view success, then there's that money to be able to pay Lee to be able to fight Golovkin. In the past, it was because high risk, no reward. The reason is no longer.
Hey, our last question. What's your prediction? Is your prediction if we can get it next time?
You know, for our fight, I honestly think that it doesn't go 12. But if Lemieux comes out and does what he says he's going to do, I don't see it going 6. Either way, though, I mean, the guy's got a punching power too. I just think I have the better horse. Obviously, I think my guy's going to win, but I think that if he does what he's supposed to do, what he says he's going to do, man, we're going to be treated. You know, I got the best seat in the house. I'm ringside, man. So I'm looking forward to a difficult, explosive fight, but my guy coming out on top.
Thank you.
You're welcome.